hang out with me while I give you the biggest tip there probably is about listing your references. First things first, when you are coming up with your list of references, list people who have good things to say about you. Call them and ask, what are you going to say? Some people like to talk a lot, like a lot. Don't just list somebody because you worked with them years ago and when you worked with them, they liked you. They may not like you anymore. If you don't know exactly what they're going to say, don't list them. Refresh your references' memory. If you haven't talked to them in a couple months, that's fine, even a couple years. But call them and refresh their memory on how amazing you were so it's fresh up here when we call and they don't sound like they don't know who you are. Call them and say, hey, I just listed you as a reference on this resume. I'm so glad I could do that. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. I'm applying for X job at X company. They might call you. If they sound unsure, stop listing that person as a reference. I used to work for a company and we were hiring a really big position, like CFO type position. One of their references said he never wanted to work with him again. When you're also writing professional references, don't put a personal relationship down as professional, hoping that you're going to sweep it under the rug. We're going to get them talking and they're going to tell us they're your cousin. After you talk to them, see if you can get a written letter of recommendation to send along with your resume. We're still going to call them, but it helps. Once you talk to them, once you have the letter, then include them on your resume and send it out. Be prepared to talk about your references in your interview. Make sure you have 2 or 3 situations in mind from working with that person that's going to point out your strengths. Here's the best thing you can do to get the best results. When you want to list somebody as a reference, great, call them. Communicate directly with them. Call if you can, email is second best. Touch base with them, refresh their memory on who you are. Go over specific instances that you plan to bring up in the interview or they might ask you about. References can be your best friend or the reason that you don't get the job. The moral of the story is, unless you're sure what they have to say is good, don't list them on your resume.